Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another fantastic episode of Was That in Good Taste? I'm your host, Chandler Phillips, and with me, as always, is the incorrigible
James Beery. Hi.
And we have a very special episode today because it is our game shows of shows. We're doing game shows, and I love game shows, and it's also got kind of a topical tie-in. The newest Celebrity Jeopardy is currently underway, and I know what a lot of you Jeopardy heads are thinking. It's not real Jeopardy.
He's not even a real fan. Jeopardmaniacs. That's who we are.
All you Jeopardophiles are going to be super stoked about just how fun of a trivia-based episode we have today.
Oh boy, here we go. There's going to be lots of twists, lots of turns, and if you want to keep seeing them, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And then you'll get one of these beautiful...
Fantastic endorsement.
Right here.
We will say, hey, you who just liked and followed, thanks a lot. We appreciate you.
Fire stuff.
And with our adjoining cocktail of the day, it comes courtesy inspired by de facto vis-a-vis the gaff of Manhattan, of Midtown Manhattan. I used to kind of live nearby this bar, and they are known for doing little trivia nights. Well, actually, pretty renowned trivia nights. One of the host of the trivia was on Jeopardy.
Oh,
was a Jeopardy contestant and did a run, did a solid run.
I love that.
Which that's
Did they win?
they won games.
Ooh.
But I mean, they're no Ken Jennings.
First of all, nobody's Ken Jennings.
Nobody is Ken Jennings. Not even
Ken
Kenneth Jennings.
What is this cocktail called?
So this cocktail, inspired by the gaff, it is named after one of the most fantastical events in all of the Jeopardy verse, is a true daily double.
Oh, that's the sound I forgot to get, right?
No, you got it. It's the orange one.
What?
No, the orange one.
That's not the... It's because the name is wrong.
Oh, no, what'd you have the name?
It says Jeopardy wrong.
Does it say Geo Party?
The Daily Double.
The true daily double. Now, this may be a little bit of Jeopardy trivia, making trivia of the trivia. True daily double is when a player or contestant decides to wager all of their earnings on a sudden death-esque question.
Oh, I love this.
So they do the thing. They got the grid and all that. They go pops up daily double.
Oh yes, because it'll be like what's the which one you gonna pick?
You pick your wager.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna go Sharks and Sundries for 600.
Sharks and Sundries for 600. It's our daily double. And here's LeVar Burton. Then it's it could be a video. It could be just a picture.
It could be just an average everyday question. But there's stakes. There's immediate stakes. And you're immediately tied in. And you're like, oh fuck, how much are they gonna bet? Are they gonna risk it all? Because that's where money is made. That's where a lot of the big bucks in the Jeopardy game are scored. In the daily doubles. And if you can maximize your daily double,
every time you say it, I'm just gonna press it now.
Sick.
You said it a lot.
If you can maximize the amount of times that you hit that square or squares that trigger that,
because usually two, right?
Game effect. There's one in the first round, two in the second round. And in Celebrity Jeopardy, there's a third triple Jeopardy that has 3 daily doubles in it. But they're all playing for
charity.
For charity. So
Ew.
it's like everything's made up. The points don't matter. They're going to give money to charities in the end. The questions are just kind of like, okay. It's for lack of a better word, the casual Jeopardy experience. Um, but back to the cocktail. This is a true daily double. It is a fun little boozy drink that features 1 part creme de cassis, 2 parts spirit, a half ounce of fresh lemon juice, and a half ounce of triple sec. The original recipe for this asks for a dash of grenadine and says it uses 2 parts of the spirit, and that spirit is vodka. We took a couple little liberties here.
Yes, because we did have it with the vodka.
But we like to play fast and loose.
And Chandler asked, would this be better with gin?
Would it be better with gin?
And we haven't had it yet.
And I phrased it in the form of a question, so we had to do it. And we got it right here, adorned with a little lemon, what is it? Sprig? Peel is a little lemon
A lemon
peel?
twist.
Twist, that's the word.
And this beautiful...
It's a dum-dum, but it's not
It's
a
a
dum-dum.
limoncello.
Is it?
Lime. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Like,
Wow.
look how beautiful I'm doing this.
I'm surprised it hasn't fallen in yet. That's pretty miraculous.
I know what I'm doing. Come on.
Wow. Do you hand model?
So, we're gonna give it a go. Every time you go to a bar and you see something like this, you should be furious because it's costing you $1 more.
I love.
I just
candy
dunked it
with
in
my
there.
drink. It's so good. I did. Oh, you drowned it. So first thoughts and impressions. Oh my goodness, it is delicious. It's essentially a little bit of a fruitier like vodka gimlet or a lemon drop. That's what it is. It's a lemon drop.
Because it's the vodka,
It's a vodka.
which we substituted for gin. It's of course the lemon juice. Of course, you have the triple sec.
Which again, we kind of took a little liberties and we did Cointreau.
But same family. This is the fun because we have a new ingredient, the creme de cassis, which is
It's a dark currant.
it's a dark currant kind of liqueur.
Yeah, so it's kind of in like if a blueberry had the flavor profile of a blackberry, but also had like the seeds of a large grape.
Mhm.
Right? I'm pretty up to date on my currants.
Yes.
I think it's delicious. We've had something similar with like using Chambord, which is a black raspberry liqueur, and I feel like
they're pretty similar, right?
they are very similar, but this I think gives it a tad bit more depth and a tad bit more it draws back on the tartness. It's not a more, it's a less tart version, and so it doesn't feel as like sugary and like kind of electric the way something with a more syrupy or raspberry-y liqueur would have. Instead, the black currant just kind of gives it a nice mellow body, almost like a dark wine float top. What are your thoughts?
It gives a very interesting body. I think that's so. One, the drink is not too saccharine. Okay, it's a little bright. It's a little heavy. It's very boozy. Okay, because this has 2 ounces of gin. Pretty significant. Okay, it doesn't have to be. It could just be 2 parts. But I think that's the easiest way to just get 2 parts. 2 ounces, 1 of the creme de cassis, then a half an ounce each of the lemon juice, and a triple sec. It lends it to being a not too sweet drink.
No, it's
but it still has this like fruity depth to it. It reminds me of dried currants. I'm thinking of dried currant like skins.
oh.
You can like soak them and make tea.
What do you?
It's like in tea.
When have you had those? Do you
Like
have-
tea.
I don't think I've had a.
When you buy a tea, like a dark currant tea, it'll have dried currants in it. It's like dried that's what's like in the orange one. It's like dried up pieces of oranges.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's nice. And I think that every time you get any of the ones with the currant, the color is very rich, it's very dark, and it's also very earthy.
Yeah.
There's an earthy quality I think that I'm trying to get at.
Oh, okay. I see what you're getting.
What kind of
at.
fruit is a currant?
It grows on a bush, but if you were to, I don't know if it's a true berry.
That's really what I'm asking. Because I know it grows in a bush, but it has a thick skin.
I mean, it has to.
Of course.
In today's climate,
I think, okay, here's the thing. The real question is, would I drink this drink? The answer is I am.
I am doing it now.
Will I make it again? That right there for me is really, I think, the bar. A lot of times, I am not making the drinks that we make on the pod at home. I do a gin and tonic. I'll do an old fashioned. I'll do a dirty Shirley. But then there you go. That's a cocktail we've done before, right? Because some of them do kind of creep in to our daily lexicon, you know, and then you start, you know, we do a daiquiri episode and suddenly you remember and realize
Doing
that daiquiris are out here, right? And we can start doing that.
You switch up. You start doing you go
Will
on a
I
little
be
bit of a
making this?
margarita kick.
Actually, I think kind of yes. This is a very simple formula.
It's almost stupid if you don't do it. It's right there. It's a gimme of a cocktail. I want to know. We're gonna get our uses worth out of this creme de cassis. I want to know, what would you want to see this in moving forward? Because it goes well with vodka. It goes well with gin. I want to see, what is a blackcurrant rum drink.
How about,
what does
I would like to see it in, okay, this is one of those things that I know people hate, but leave me alone. Kind of like a black currant old fashioned.
whoa. Now you're just talking cuckoo banana brains.
Substitute half of the simple syrup for half of the creme de cassis.
Whoa.
Or
Nah,
maybe even a little bit less because of how rich and how strong it is. So I'd say maybe a 1/4 ounce.
are you still using bourbon?
I think that'll work fine.
Mm.
I promise you it'll work fine. It'll work fine.
The
I mean,
o-
you can do rye, but I think that, like, you know, you can do ready for this? You could do bourbon,
Mm.
creme de cassis,
Mhm.
and dark cocoa nibs.
Hmm.
Sweetened dark cocoa nibs, like the little squares. Telling you, garnish with the orange, with like with an orange twist.
I see where your heart is. I see the vision.
We're gonna make it, and it's gonna be so good
Here's the problem.
because I drank that at a restaurant.
I
That's literally a drink from a
that's a
restaurant.
that's
I told you
you're
about
just
it.
ripping
I
someone else's
sent you a picture
menu.
of it a long time ago when I went out with our friend Jay.
So okay,
I
say
went
it
out with
again.
her.
It was creme de cassis. It was
Well, it was black
bourbon.
currant. It was whatever they used to make it a black currant.
Now that's different. Is it the creme de cassis?
Well, I'm gonna be
or-
honest. It tastes kind of like this.
But is it just a black currant syrup or a black currant
Definitely, it said
extract?
black currant syrup.
Because that's different. Because I've tried to make old fashions that substituted like an amaro or something, or that substituted like a limoncello, substituted grenadine for simple syrup, and just try to work all those angles, and it always came out just like too discordant.
I mean, I think about it like this, right? This is the Daily Double. It's a hard question.
it's a true daily double, so there's a lot on the line.
It's a lot on the line. You're coming into my establishment. You're spending $22. You're spending $18 on the cocktail. The bar is really nice. You like my staff. You're tipping $3. Maybe
Wow.
even 4, because what they're gonna give you, and this is the proposition. This is how much is on the line. Because you're a regular person. You're coming here because you want to experience this, but you don't make a lot of money. Everything for you is on the line. Your time, your money. If I give you something not good, you're gonna be unhappy, and I will have wasted your time. And so I will take the time to make sure before it gets into your hands it tastes good. I think the problem a lot of times when we just,
You're saying this is an $18 cocktail?
I'm saying that if it were, right, everything's on the line, you have to make it good. So you're not just gonna substitute the simple syrup for creme de cassis. You're gonna maybe mix a little bit of creme de cassis into your simple syrup and to create a house, creme, like current simple syrup.
No, okay.
And you're gonna measure. You're gonna figure out it's not just gonna be 1 ounce. It's gonna be like 0.475 because everything's on the line. And those flavors will absolutely work together. The chocolate
If I'm doing
and the currants with the bourbon.
Well, wait. I think we're arguing for two different drinks here. Because I thought you were arguing for what you would price this at.
No, because I'm talking about where we would put the creme de cassis in. That's the kind of drink.
Oh.
Because it's a daily double. You're putting everything on the line. You're giving somebody a cocktail that's expensive.
But this is
But I'm saying that's the whole point of because when you're giving somebody the drink, you're putting it all on the line. It has to be a good drink. That's the point. Because the daily double is not just one answer. It's not just one question. There's multiple. So the daily double is not this cocktail. It's a cocktail that has to be the experience. You're spending $18.
That's a lot for a cocktail.
That means it has to be good.
What
Have you never been? I've been one time. I never forgot what my
kind
ex.
of garnish
We went to
are you
this
putting
bar
on?
across from the Standard. It was a cocktail bar. It's gone now. And I had this cocktail, and I remember having no money. It was very anxious for me to be there with her. And it was like, it was like a very interesting situation.
And you spent $18 on a cocktail?
It was 19. And guess what? I doubted it. And when the drink hit my tongue, when the nice waiter, server / bartender, who is the one who recommended it to me in a kind way, because it's so annoying when it's busy to have somebody be confused and be like, I don't know what to get. What's the best thing to get? What do you like? But
what do you like? I'd like to go home. That's what I'd like.
But they were so nice. They were so kind. And they guided me to a drink, and it's expensive, but it landed. And that's what makes a daily double is not just an answer. It's not just who's the person who wrote Harry Potter? Is it George R.R. Martin? No, that's not what it is. You know what I mean? It's a hard question. It's a hard question. And that's how do you make a customer come into your bar, your establishment, and spend $18? Not because you want to charge $18, but because labor's expensive, your license is expensive. You have to charge them $18. How do you make it happen?
I think we have drastically different approaches into how we want customers to approach this drink. Because you're trying to bring class and sophistication.
It's a daily double. You're putting it all on the line.
But the spirit of a true daily double is much, much more nihilistic than what you're...
more six-pack of Coors Light.
There is a deadness that has to occur behind your eyes to be like, fuck it. True daily double. Let's do it. Let's just rock and roll. And it's the rock and roll lifestyle of a true daily double that I think would make this a breakfast drink.
Fuck, you know what? I get it, because I'm talking about a daily double, and I'm talking about.
You're talking about strategy.
For me, I'm playing the game. The stakes are high, and I'm thinking about it. You're like YOLO. It's 9 o'clock on a Tuesday. I just recorded a podcast with my friend who gets 0 listeners. We just started it yesterday, and I have to. I'm tired. And it's the morning, but you know what? I'm gonna have 5.
That's the spirit of a true daily double.
It's like showing up to work after you had
because you make the wager before you see the question. So to be able to just be like,
me and my ex, we used to work at Starbucks, and we used to go to this brunch place down the block, and we would do this thing. We would drink, and you never know on a Saturday. You never know how busy the store would be, and we would go to work together. And it was literally a flip of the coin. We would go out, just get sloshed, literally be almost unable to walk. And then we would go to work, and they'd be like, it's a cool day. Or we get there, and it's like, all hands on deck. Everybody's called out. James, you're the best. you have to do everything.
And now it's all on the
And
line.
now it's all on the line.
All eyes on me.
Oh man, I love it. I'm sorry. I absolutely am a huge fan of the Daily Double.
And then make it a true daily. Just make and those who know, right?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I have to go to work in the morning.
You know what? Make it a
How
true
about
daily.
this? I just had one. That was a Daily Double. That. Oh, it's a true Daily Double.
Amen to that, brother.
By the way, let's see how much of a Daily Double keeps going. Let's see if I get the drops correctly. It's already not happening. It's already not. You know that? Man, it's not happening. We were Daily Doubling before. This is a triple double.
This is we're in triple jeopardy right now. This is dangerous. I'm sorry, I got a little distracted in trying to look up James Holzer, what his total winnings was in Jeopardy, because we all know Ken Jennings, the GOAT.
Here's the thing,
But honestly,
there's also like a little. It's interesting because Ken Jennings won, but he's like the longest streak. He's not the most amount of money.
that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
Whereas
because
like
there's
this
like
man worked the game.
yeah, there's like the most amount of money and the most wins. And my favorite thing to do, I can't say the word. It's like a word from Amazon. They're everywhere. They're listening. At night, you go play Jeopardy, and then literally I'll lay there with my girl and we'll just
Guess Jeopardy questions.
she'll just listen to me play Jeopardy.
That's why I like watching Celebrity Jeopardy. I could care less about the banter between the celebrities between rounds. I'm here because the questions are just simple enough for me to feel like a genius.
You know, Celebrity Jeopardy is so good. It's so easy.
I'm like,
I
am
feel so
ripping
bad
through this.
I feel so bad. Celebrity Jeopardy's just hilarious.
So, real quick.
Okay.
James Holzer. It's spelt weird.
James Holzer.
Yeah. 32 games won. 2,460,216.
216.
No.
It's 2,462,216.
Total. And then 131,127 game, like best game. That's pretty fucking impressive. That's his average money per game, 76,944.
Here's the thing.
Those are some killer fucking
All right,
stats.
here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something, and this is gross. The amount of times that I've gotten laid because I've been like good at Jeopardy, when it's just memorization and it's not intelligence, and you know what I mean. And I'm not saying that because obviously there's an aspect of privilege.
Yeah.
The ability for me, it's different. You know, it's like a mix of trauma and like black boy cutting school. I like go to the library, hang out all day. You know what I mean? But like that's a rare story. Generally, the ability to spend all your time reading books is privilege. People
Especially trivia knowledge.
Yeah.
Trivia knowledge is its own type of like.
People who go on Jeopardy, they sit there and they just practice a name trivia. You know, if you put me at a test and you ask me who wrote a certain sonata, and you gave me a limited time, I could root through my memory and figure it out. But if you asked me the common conversation, I couldn't. The ability to just retain a name information is either an autistic thing or like you just have the amount of time to sit there
But here's the thing.
and do nothing.
It's
I did it right. It poured correctly.
you did, that was
I'm
pretty
proud of myself.
miraculous. Here's the thing, though. Thing is, it's not just about knowing things. There is the meta game that goes into Jeopardy. The whole button, like the buzzer smashing techniques, the way that you have to time it in conjunction with the end of the reading of the clue. You have to time your answer, your buzz, and when you think the host is going to finish the question.
Okay. Buzz contest right now on a count of 3.
So read a question.
Right now.
Okay.
No,
well,
who is
That's
the
not it.
head? Oh no, sorry. This head of this house with a lion as its banner. No, God, it's so hard. Listen, I've had too many daily doubles. Hold on. No, I'm gonna make this work. He's a what?
Wait,
No, I got it.
wait,
I know, I got it.
Are you-
Wait. What do they call the top part again? The daily doubles. What do they call the top? That's
That's the categories.
the category. The category is books from the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh no,
He's a what?
he's a wizard, Harry.
Oh shit! I forgot
I
to hit the
I
button.
just hit you.
I forget to hit the button. I forgot to hit the button. And can I tell you something? That's part of the game.
That's part of the game.
Because I'm
'Cause
the
you
one.
knew the
I
answers.
literally made up the answer. I made up the answer, and I couldn't hit the button in time.
It's about the buttons.
You know, it's all about the button. Because you notice the people, and they do this. I love that you mentioned the strategy because they do this. They go, blah, 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 immediately, and then they go, and then they think about it because they know how much time they have.
Yep.
You
It's about
know.
hitting the button and then you watch Celebrity Jeopardy and they don't know the game. Like they've watched it, but they don't know the game.
I mean, it's like playing poker. People they're like, oh, you go in for every hand. No, there is like a certain number of hands you press, but there's a percentage. There's a statistical percentage of hands, and that's 30%. You should be not. You should be participating in at least 30% of the hands. Sorry,
And
it's 35%. And that doesn't mean you can't percent on more. But at a minimum,
at the minimum,
you can't just keep not folding and not putting in unless it's the big blind or small blind. You can't do that because you're gonna miss out on those times where you happen to get a full house or you happen to get a flush. You know what I mean?
gotta play the game, and
You have to play the game, but also by its rules. So when you're playing Jeopardy, if you know the answer, of course you're going for the button. If you don't know the answer, you don't go for the button. But sometimes if you don't know the answer, you have to go for the button.
or it's a subject that you know that you'll know the answer, and so you want just a couple seconds to breathe. But again, you'll watch Celebrity Jeopardy and they're like, "Oh, my buzzer, it's not. What's going on?" And like, yeah, they're kind of doing the bit, but also they just don't know that like if you buzz in too early, you get locked out.
And then there's always the final Jeopardy. Is this it? They're sitting there, they're thinking, because they give them a hard question.
So what me and my other Jeopardy enthusiast friend like to do, and I think this is a common. This isn't just an us thing, but like,
You have another Jeopardy friend?
oh yeah,
Okay.
I have other trivia friends. When they go into the commercial break for the final Jeopardy, they'll give you the topic, and you want to try to guess the answer to the topic, before you even see what the question is.
I love that.
Do you ever do one of those? That's a fun little like. And you know what? I was watching Celebrity Jeopardy, and I got it.
Yeah.
It was something that it was like, turn of the century artists and I was like, it's Salvador Dali.
I love that.
Like
I love when that happens.
it's a no brainer. It's like, come on.
There are definitely questions in there that are set to trip you up, you know? And I know we're talking, first of all, one thing, Alice Trebek, R.I.P., brother. You know, my mother and I, of course, like a lot of people, we didn't have cable. So what we would do is we would watch terrestrial TV, and from 7 o'clock and 7:30, that's like, you know, on ABC, it's Wheel of Fortune. It's that in Jeopardy, right?
Now it's just Wheel of 4chan, and it is awful.
Well, Jeopardy's about to, because they just got their host.
Oh, they got their official one.
Yeah, they
now.
got their official host. I mean, okay. Listen, I don't watch it every week because that's the thing. Back then, we didn't have cable.
It's
We
pretty
didn't
much-
have
it's
streaming.
It's been Ken. It's always been Ken. Like Mayim, you did a good job. You did a great job. You were a fantastic host at doing the hosting duties. Ken is just like he's the obvious hire from within. Like I think it's just kind of you get to a certain point where you dominate in your career field so much that you it was kind of bequeathed to him.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's interesting because we've talked about Jeopardy. And so from my experience, it's always been Wheel of Fortune then Jeopardy, right?
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune being the less skilled game. It's a game of...
we're gonna get into this.
Okay,
I got
you know what? I'm sorry.
But
I
here's the
love game shows.
No, and here's the thing, Wheel of Fortune is like I think that one is more of a skill-based game than a lot of other things that try to pass themselves off as game shows.
Like what?
Oh. You know what game show I can't fucking stand is Deal or No Deal. I cannot stand.
That's
Deal.
not a game.
It's not a game.
I hate it because
it's just sad gambling.
It is just gambling.
And it's just watching people have their like, oh, what are you going to do? Are you going to maybe make your life marginally better? Or are you going to risk it all? And it's just, it's
so funny because I think
watch
people connected in relation to like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And here's the thing. It's because I'm not, you mentioned Deal or No Deal. It's very similar because as you continue to go, the value of the prizes is going up. Mm-hmm. The risk is going up. The difference between the shows,
more risk, more reward. Yeah.
Is Deal or No Deal. There is not a skill aspect.
There's not
involved.
A skill aspect. And the only like increasing risk is purely by chance. It's Let's Make a Deal. That was the other. That was the one where they had like the 3 doors thing, and it's like, oh well, if you pick one door and then they bring it down to 50-50, and then they say, do you want to switch your door, or like statistically, don't switch your door.
Always, never switch your door. Yeah.
Because you know that door has both a 1 in 3 chance and a 1 in 2 chance. So that's like that maths into
because the minute you switch it, you've immediately increased the number of chances.
Yeah,
and then
and you negated your other win, essentially. Like up until that point, your door has proven to be one of 2 doors. I hate those ones.
Now here's a question.
Hate's a strong word. I dislike game shows that don't require any skill aspect to it.
So Price is Right.
But here's the thing. Oh yeah, Price is Right.
That's because
there is some.
If you're a housewife, and because of the era, and I don't mean late Price is Right. Early Price is Right. If you get on,
you can study catalogs.
That's how you do.
But now it's kind of just like I don't know what the catch is. But Wheel of Fortune, you have the whole like you got to guess the phrase, you got to do all that. What confuses me about Wheel of Fortune, and this is just one that because I didn't grow up with it, how many fucking spins do you get? Like you get so many goddamn spins. It seems
that's not how it works. What are you talking about?
They were like,
this is how Wheel of Fortune goes.
Okay, explain to me.
This is how Wheel of Fortune goes. In front of you is a board. In the board, there are a few letters organized in a way to visually represent the amount of letters in a word, sometimes with a hyphen, or just not at all. You have to guess, kind of like Hangman. What you do is you all take turns until somebody gets it right. You spin. If it lands on a dollar symbol that has a number of money, you get a guess. If you get the guess correctly, you spin again. If you don't, you pass.
But you can just guess letters.
No, yes, but you get to guess once.
Only
if you guess right, you spin again. If you guess wrong, you pass.
Okay,
unless you land on a space that's skip.
So like when it gets to a person and they spin and they're like, I want to P. I want a G. I want an S.
Oh, that's
Give
a
me-
different. That's towards the end.
What?
So when you're the last person, there's like a final. There's like a final one, and it's like usually it's a phrase, and then they give you a hint,
Yeah.
and it's like and it's almost Jeopardy like, where it's like
It's like a crossword
no one's
puzzle.
greater than him. I made it very easy, and because it's like it's a Disney theme one. No one's greater than him, and then it's like it's 5, and then it's a G at the beginning and an N at the end, and you get to get like 4 consonants. You get like a certain number of consonants and a certain number of vowels.
But how do you know?
No, no, so-
how do you? But how do you? But how do you know?
Well, no, I'm saying
how
I picked an
many
easy one.
consonants
No,
and
because
vowels you
you're
get?
you're told the amount. I can't remember. It's like 5 consonants, 3 vowels, or something. So you pick.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
So
Is it Maui?
no, that's different, because that's the round where it's like a speed round,
There's a speed
and
round?
everybody's on top. They show them on top, and it's like going fast, and so everybody gets everybody gets everybody gets a spin, a guess, a spin, a letter, and a guess.
But
So it'll
but
spin.
they've been,
They'll
like,
spin, and
spinning
it's
for
800.
days.
It's a quick game. Spin it.
They're just
800.
So much.
Can I get a P? Next person.
And then it's done.
Then it's like, oh, can I guess the word? Naggers.
Whoa.
Nagging.
Oh.
I said it very clearly. This is not South Park.
Those who
Who nag?
okay. Whoa.
I love game shows.
I never really understood Wheel of Fortune until just this moment. It all just clicked for me. And it still doesn't make any fucking sense. Like there are game shows that another one I just don't fucking understand. Press Your Luck. Do you remember that? All I remember, the only thing I remember from that one is just people going, big money, no whammies.
Oh
no
yeah.
whammies."
No women, no women, no
And then
women,
it's
no
like,
women.
and then
Wait, what is it called again?
is it the Noid?
No, the name of the game.
Press Your Luck.
Damn, I don't remember how to get, but I remember.
And then you gotta.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that one's about either.
How about this for game shows?
That one just seems like a
Yo.
live taping of someone dying inside of a slot machine.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
That was a game show.
And yes, because it had contestants. And Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego too, because it was all the games that do contestants, and they do trivia questions, and the goal effectively is like to get to the end or to get the clues.
Is it kind of like an Amazing Race kind of thing?
You're answering history questions.
I never
to
watched that
catch-
one.
Carmen Sandiego.
That sounds fun. That sounds like a good time. Amazing Race also seemed like. Do you consider competition shows within the umbrella of game shows? So like, if there's contestants, is it a game show? This is
yes,
I'm
legally.
asking you, and I'm polling the odd. I'm gonna ask the audience.
Well, I'm gonna ruin it because it's legally, I believe, yes. Because games like Survivor and stuff and the Raising Race, they have, because game shows have a lot of rules. Because I guess when game shows first came out, people were cheating, the organizations were cheating the people who were participating, the participants, and so now there are lots of just like observers, neutral observers, third-party companies. These games are scrutinized to make sure that the kind of game they are is fair. I.e., if it's a game of luck, it's a game of luck.
No,
A game of luck can't be a game of skill. If you're able to game of skill, a game of luck is not a game of luck.
What about a game of subjective opinion?
Well, that would be whose line is it anyway?
I was thinking more of like cooking and baking shows, but yes. Whose line is it anything, or whose line is it anyway where everything's made up and the points don't matter? That's not a game show.
No, it's not. It's because it's subjective to Drew Carey. He gets to decide.
Or what is it? Aisha Taylor?
Or Aisha Taylor.
Aisha Tyler.
Oh, yeah, she's so funny. So I'm sorry, I don't really watch TV that much lately, so leave me alone.
But so I'm I want to tie back into that later. But we'll get into s- our contestant based shows. Like another one I've been getting into really is Traders, hosted by Alan Cummings.
I know who Alan
Alan-
Cummings is, but
or
I don't
Alan
know what
Cummings,
that
yeah.
show is.
So you ever played the game Mafia, or you played the game like
I think
where
oh god,
it's like there's a
people
group of
call
people.
it Secret Hitler.
That's another version of it.
I don't mean that's
Where
the most common name.
Werewolf.
Yeah,
I think
where it's
is-
like, there's a popular video game, Town of Salem. It's like a PC
Oh.
game, and it's like
Same idea.
there's like
where,
there's a witch, and maybe there's a serial killer, and you all know what you are.
like there's citizens or there's like friendlies, and then there's
You don't
one
know what other
person-
people are. You know what you are. Are you the bad guy, or are they the bad guy?
But you as the bad guy get to fuck with everybody's heads, and it's so much fun, dude. I love playing. I love playing those kinds of games.
You seem to like messing people's heads way too much.
No, I love non-stakes lying. I love lying with no stakes attached. And I like it when there's a little bit of stakes attached. And and,
Not too much, but just a little bit.
and I'm deeply anxious whenever there are actual stakes attached.
Yeah, it's still on.
It's we're still playing, but
That's not what I was saying.
oh. Anywho. So it's a game where there's like, I don't know, 12 contestants, and like 3 or 4 of them are traitors. And then each night the traitors vote to eliminate a contestant. And then the next day the contestants will vote amongst, they'll usually do a challenge, some sort of challenge.
Everybody votes at the same time, but like some of the people who
There's
are the
like
bad guys.
There's a round table. There's a campaigning process.
Not all the bad guys. Sometimes, sometimes it's like a neutral bad guy. Like in Town of Salem, there's a serial killer who's outside of the bad guys, but is their own kind of bad guy. So they're not in the circle at night.
Can they kill the bad guy?
They can. But
No,
they
that-
can
that's-
see.
That's not in this Traders game that I'm talking about, but that sounds fun. Same with Mafia, where it's like there's one too that it's like if you're the butcher or something,
And so
you are read as a bad guy, even though you don't actually do any of the crimes.
yeah, Mafia is there's a Godfather. Then the Godfather and I guess I forget what they call the minions, but you can see each other. And then there's also then there's civilians, and there's like a cop, and there's like a medic.
Yeah.
So like there's different roles. So when you're the last mafia, then you become the Godfather. But there's like a healing god. There's like a healing mafia. I played a lot of these games. Okay.
I love these games. I love games that incorporate game theory. I think. Like I love a trivia game. I think that's like base level of like a good game show is a trivia game show. Surprisingly too, another one that like as I'm going to tell you about the other games I don't like, what I do like is the Newlywed Game. I think that one's a fun one. I think that I like the drama. Like I love the incendiary, like the fact that it's just planting seeds that you know someone's gonna have a fight about later that night.
That game could be very kind, I think. And
It
that's kind of the
It
fun.
can be super sweet.
It's
and
like super
heartwarming.
loving, and even when you don't know your partner's favorite movie or something, it can be cute because
Or-
you don't have to know everything about the person you love.
What the ones that are really cute to me is when they have an answer and then they say the answer, and then the person who had the guess either had the same like super obscure thing, or like they both misinterpreted the question the same way, or they were like, "Oh, that's such a better answer. I
love
shoulda said
that.
That's so cute. It's so cute when they're like, "Oh, you do know me, but you just know me better than I know myself." So sweet, so heartwarming.
I love that.
And then I also love like sometimes you see the couples and you're just like, that's an interesting pairing.
Okay, I don't do that. That's not it. You're by yourself. You're blushing now, huh?
Where you're just like, huh?
Huh, I didn't know that they could date.
the- no, when you're like, one of them
A
seems
person who likes Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic. What do you think I bet?
no, like in like you see him and you're just like, huh? What realms kind of crossed over and you see someone who just looks like they'd be real mean. You know?
I know that. I know that way too well.
And then you
It's
see
like, you're so nice. Why does everybody think you're mean? Go into a social situation? Oh, that's why. Okay, I get it now. For some reason, you just make people think you're mean.
it's like our thing.
It's like at home, everything's like, it's like chill, go outside. I guess the anxiety takes over.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on right now?
I
like-
need an outlet.
Like, literally, what is happening? I'm just trying to have a good time. It's me. I'm the one who does that. I'm like anxious, like ruining the whole evening. Okay,
It's me. I'm the
Oh, he's talking about his girlfriend. Nope.
it's me. Hi.
I was about to say.
I can't sing the rest of the lyric, otherwise we'll get sued for real this time. Other game shows that I don't like. One is game shows that don't really require any strategy or that require more on like random chance than they do actual strategy. And then there's games where celebrities are expected to know things, but they instead use the airtime to just plug themselves.
What is it? What is the Celebrity Square?
Yeah. Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares. Yeah.
That's the very one.
Yeah.
Or it's just like
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she was an executive producer for a bit. There's Match Game. That's another one where it's like you have the panel of celebrities and then you have people who are literally just trying to edge their way out of whatever financial situation that they're currently in. And they're like, please, for the love of God, will this celebrity just have some lick of sense? And instead the celebrity is like, well, I'm going to go for the dick joke. Do you like me now? Do you like me now?
Who is this famous woman to be the first to land on the moon?
Well, you know what, Alec? Because it's Alec Baldwin who hosts now. Well, you know what, Alec? I don't know who the first woman on the moon was. But I know the first woman to moon me was Julie Moore.
Oh, I love. You know what? That's why I like you. I like where you took that. That was very late 80s Scooby Doo. It's very Don Knotts on Scooby Doo. Like it's very like Adam West Batman and his Pibo Scooby Doo.
I was just going for like General Roger from American Dad. I'm like that seems like the where to take that.
Oh my god, I could definitely see that. Oh my god, are you Roger? Am I just not seeing your costume?
I've been Roger the whole time.
You've been Roger the whole time.
But like those they just seem so not desperate, but like you expect the celebrity to just kind of take themselves out of the moment just for a split second so that maybe someone else can have a spotlight for a change. And no, instead they're competing with 8 other celebrities to try to get the soundbite that will then be used in the promo for that show.
It's either that or it's like, 'cause like Celebrity Jeopardy is them in the place of regular people. You know what I mean? It's like Celebrity Price is Right. You know, it's like Elon Musk. How much is this loaf of bread? Well, you know, I don't really buy bread, but
I'm gonna be honest. You know, when I look at something like bread, I think it's very soft. very rounded. What if something like bread was square with edges, you know? What if we saw something like bread, something that's loaded with carbs and calories and air and just starches? And what if we just took that and we made it into something that was beyond bread? What if we took all the gluten and we took all the wheat and we took all the water and we took all the yeast and we took all the salt and we took all the molecular flavoring out and then we synthesized that bread down to just its essential components? Hydrogen. So we put that hydrogen into Zeppelins. It's a brilliant, never before done idea. We're putting hydrogen in these large balloon ships, and we're going to use them to transport internet because that's what Tesla would have wanted.
That's correct.
You know,
Because it's Celebrity Price is Right.
Because it's Celebrity Price is
Because
Right.
it's Celebrity Price is Right.
And everything's made up and the points don't matter.
1,500 to the anti-trans fund. No, it's gonna be it's not really for Elon Musk, but it just so happens to be for X. It's not really Elon Musk, but we're just trying to give this money to X. That's the charity.
It's just being laundered
It's
through. God, that'd be such a good Ocean's 15 scheme where they try to launder money through a fake charity on a...
Oh my God, no. They try to rig. What? You're going the wrong direction. They're trying to rig Celebrity Jeopardy.
Oh,
By using the Mission Impossible face mask thing to replace one of the contestants to help the contestant that's going to support the charity they want to be supported. Because
for the children.
they're a dunce. Because this is a movie in the late 90s.
Now,
so they can barely feed themselves.
So instead of going on regular Jeopardy, they had to go on Celebrity Jeopardy to get the competitive edge, you see. That also seems like a whole Nathan for you kind of deal where they're like, all right, we want to get you on Jeopardy. We want you to win at Jeopardy. So we're going to make you a celebrity first so that we can put you on.
Oh my God. It's a lot like, okay, hold on. Please tell me you've heard about this. This sounds like this game show. I think it's whatever fucking, not Ben Shapiro, what the fuck is the other guy? Steven Kraut. One of them. They made a movie, and the whole movie is that there was a basketball team from high school, and they were in high school, and then I guess they go to work and stuff, and they want to be stars again, so they decide to lie and say that they're trans women so that they could go and that they could do sports against women. That's like the premise of like a person who's like, it's like a really bigoted, because if it's in the late 90s, it would be a developmentally disabled person.
Yeah, it'd be the ringer.
It would literally be the ringer.
It would be the ringer.
They're wearing a mask and they're fucking doing Celebrity Jeopardy.
It would be Joanna Man.
And then the whole fucking joke of the movie is going to be the last question. It's going to be like, you're about to win. The last question. Then all of a sudden, they hit it. You know what it is? Right, wrong one. It's the Daily Double. What's 2 + 2? The camera cuts to them.
It would be something that's like
5.
It is described as the capability of humans to understand what it is like for other individuals through their perspective. And they just can't come up with
That's over.
What is empathy.
That's extra fucked up. This is that's how you know these game shows, by the way, are very dystopian.
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
A lot of them.
And they're kind of like produced in a way that also is like weirdly dystopian.
I mean, they made Slumdog Millionaire. It's literally about who wants to be a millionaire.
Yeah, but like it's in a place where like percentage-wise not everyone's a millionaire. But see, we have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in America, where anyone can be a millionaire. And so therefore it's not so bad, right? Where like if you have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in another country that isn't America, then it's like, oh wow, they're going to be a millionaire. They're going to be so much better than everyone else around them.
So you're poor, and I'm in your country. Let's make you be able to feed your family. That's effectively what it is.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's disgusting.
But in America, we'll run it back. You're poor, and you want to be able to feed your family, but you're also kind of better than other people.
It's like, you're poor, you live in America, so even though we're tricking you, you're actually really smart. You can do this. You can totally do this.
Oh, wait, run it backward. You're poor, and you're watching this from the comfort of your living room that you have maxed out most of your credit cards for. But it's okay. It's not okay.
The answer is, you're being cheated by everybody and everything around you. I don't have the other
Oh,
one.
it doesn't have the... That is the best one. Wait,
It's probably just at the end.
do you have just the sit down one, like the? Oh, this one's fun.
Now,
Oh,
everything in your whole life is in front of you. You will not be able to pay your student loans. I know that you and your girlfriend have really wanted to have kids, but she had an atopic pregnancy, and unfortunately your insurance didn't cover that. So that's been a real hard difficulty on you while you're...
wait, is she still alive?
She's not actually.
Fuck.
You know, and
That's gonna make in
you have to
vitro
pay,
that much harder.
You have to pay for the funeral because she's an immigrant and her family is unfortunately afraid because ICE has been down their back. So
What's my trivia question?
name something specific you make sure to clean before company comes over.
I'm gonna go with D. Nuts. Final answer.
The answer is I muted myself. The answer is
Man.
the answer is those nuts.
Oh, you know what?
Those nuts.
You know what, Regis? That's why we play the game. That's you come. Just happy to be here. Oh man,
Everything in front of you is falling apart.
Wow.
You thought you made to pay your car note this month.
Just to get this far was such a
You're
pleasure.
gonna starve. Your family's gonna starve.
Pleasure of a lifetime, man.
Oh man.
Oh.
I hope you can monetize this on social media or you're fucked.
I might kill myself when I get home. But I love trivia games. I love trivia games for that reason, because then you watch someone just like have just a small lapse in whatever studying that they did for the thing, and their life crumbles in front of them, and you're like, you fucking idiot.
I think that's one of the
How
most
did
famous.
you not know it was Henry VIII? You're
That's seriously one of the most famous. Because there's like two. There's like the first millionaire who like uses the last question he uses his like phone a friend to call his friend.
He calls
And-
his mom.
And he's like, "Hey, I'm just calling to let you know I'm about to win $1 million."
like,
And that's for the first millionaire too. That was like a very big thing.
That's like goat behavior. That is shit that like
So there was
when
somebody.
you know the game and you're just dialed in.
The $1 million question was a Harry Potter question.
Was it really?
It was a very serious. But the problem is,
Wait, it was
this
a
is-
serious question?
This is back when Harry Potter was very big, but it wasn't that big. Well, I guess I'm sneezing.
Back in 2003.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, I'm aware. I was alive back then.
My back hurts.
So wait, then what happened?
They lost.
No.
That's the thing. It's like very strange
And
to
they
watch
get nothing.
the kind of question that today almost anyone, just because of pop media, a Zennial, a Gen Alpha, who's not even interested in Harry Potter, has heard about it.
Gen Alpha doesn't know shit about trivia. I'm calling Gen Z out right now too. Y'all don't know shit about trivia.
And people talking about me. I'm like, I'm the millennial. I mean, I am, but I'm just saying.
I mean, you are, but dude,
My bag.
millennials love trivia. Boomers love gambling. That's the breakdown of game shows. Because if you look at if you look at some of the rest of my like top favorite game shows and my honorable mentions, you're gonna see it's a whole lot of just how well do you know vibes, and then how well do you know historical vibes. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all you got to do to create a primetime television show for me is just, teach me something while I'm watching it. And so I want to give you some time, James, to I want to know, what are your top 5 favorite game shows? And I'm asking you this now because I already have mine locked and loaded. And I know I've been locked and loaded this whole episode.
I'm gonna hit them real quick. Top 5?
Top 5.
Starting from 5. Price is Right.
Price is Right.
Super fight, super fun. The kind of thing that I used to see all the time on TV. Then Newlywed Game.
Newlywed Game.
I used to always see the repeats. Super fun. And honestly, they were one of the shows that used to always have black couples on.
Mm-hmm.
And
and Sherry Shepherd's a hell of a host.
Yeah, 100%. It's absolutely amazing.
Like she does great. She's got great rapport with all the contestants. Yeah.
Family Feud, Louis Anderson.
The Louis Anderson years. This guy's got it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to Steve.
They were few and far between. There weren't a lot of Louis Anderson years, but I gotta say he did them well.
Now, here's the thing: you're gonna these are obvious, right? But there's a reason they're obvious, and I went through those first 3 really quick for a reason.
Yeah.
So I can take at least 2 minutes to say I don't even like Wheel of Fortune that much, but how important it is to me in my life and watching TV with my mother and not having television. Seeing games like The Price is Right, the Newlywed Game, that was when I was off of school. You know what I mean? And I would see repeats and reruns on like PAX or on like PBS or Channel 4 when because they brought those shows back multiple times with different hosts.
Mm-hmm. They do get the occasional revamp.
Yeah.
That I think is much needed.
When you like things, you kind of like them because of when you like them.
Mm.
And, it seems like a common thing to like Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. But I promise you, it's a strange, very common, pretty modern cultural phenomenon to like love Jeopardy. Jeopardy was for old people.
It was for a while, but it's had such a resurgence because it's kind of reached.
It's Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy.
It's Wheel of Fortune as 2 and Jeopardy number 1.
And it's not even like Jeopardy. Pat Sajak and Vanna White. Pat Sajak, amazing host.
Mm-hmm.
Personable, super funny. They do like the cruise ones, the Disney ones. They've been doing that before anyone, before Jeopardy. Then
Jeopardy never really been about like the specialty cruise shits and stuff.
They've done, but here's the thing: in the last like 10 years, they've not done like Disney, but they've done way more Celebrity Jeopardy, way more Kids Jeopardy.
But that's because of the strikes. Like that's because of kind of external things. But yes,
the Kids Jeopardy, the high school Jeopardy,
they did have themed things. How'd you feel about Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Did you ever watch that?
You know what's interesting is that the reason I mentioned that those shows in my top 5 is because like I would have a top 20. I like that show. Jeff Foxworthy. I think that he's like pretty funny.
Might be smarter than a fifth grader. He was in his prime. He was in his bag with that one.
Yeah, it was super good. Also, a lot of the questions, the 3rd and 4th grade questions, were stumping me as like a 7th, 8th grader.
Yeah. Dude, there were some things that they would do on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And I'm like, that is not in the curriculum.
Yeah.
That is what what fourth grader?
A good school.
I know.
It has to be.
That
a
was
good
always the answer.
Not
And
my school.
I was like, look, my mom's a teacher. Like, I have access to the fucking. I got the books. I got the receipts right
You're
here.
sitting there. You're like, they're doing it math. They're saying a fifth grade.
I'm just like,
I know the Pythagorean theorem.
flipping
A
through
squared
shit.
plus B squared. I'm ready.
I mean,
Then they come out there with calculus. What
I was
school?
like, what?
Palo Alto?
Right? Like, okay, yeah, I know Pythagorean theorem, but like, I don't know what a fucking cosine is.
I'm gonna be honest. It's way beyond that because you're saying that now. I think you would have back then.
Oh
Because the cosine and tangent, or you might have been too, because our ages are different.
Fifth
You know,
grade,
by the time that I
we
was
were
like
doing trig
in the
fifth
in the
grade.
10th grade, you talking about cosine? I mean, like I might not know the in depth, but like I know what it means in a calculator a little bit. I kind of get it, and the questions aren't kind of, but like no, they were dropping trig. I know they were. I know they were.
They were doing some wild shit.
They were dropping like
They were
straight calculus, college calculus.
They were doing proofs and stuff in there. And I was like, what's going on?
They were out
over
there
here?
and they were like, you know, this hasn't been solved for 1,500 years. And if you do this, you're going to win. And one of these is the 4 answers. No, but just by the way, he's absolutely amazing host.
And them kids too. Like they give it up for those kids. Really.
Yo, that's actually one of those things. That
Like they were doing pop quizzes on a weekly basis.
it's very interesting because that show was produced. Here's the thing. There's lots. What's the one with Nikki Bella and Blake Sheldon? We've watched it after wrestling. Barmageddon. You know,
I got a bullet point that features that. We'll circle back to that as well.
there's a lot of amazing game shows,
There are so many.
and they're so fun.
There's a lot of different tropes of game shows. And so I previously said, like, at the foundational part of game shows, there were trivia shows. I'm taking that out. I'm taking that back. Trivia shows are like a couple tiers up. At the base level of like what I think a good game show is there is a playable game that requires some sort of like
The Cube.
intuition. The Cube. The Cube is base level game show. And that's the one hosted by Dwayne Wade.
It is. It's like the weirdest. It's like the weirdest show. Period.
It's like
The Cube is sassy.
the Cube is so sassy and it's a robot. And like
Wow, that was a nice try. You sure you don't want to give up? Ha 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 ha. Like, damn, Cube. Why you gotta burn like that?
fuck off, Cube. Dude, I shouldn't. There are certain game shows I should never be on. The Cube is number one. Because for the uninformed listener, The Cube is a game show where people come on and it takes 40 minutes for you to watch a person or a tandem do 3 team building exercises. Essentially, it's like
Let's take these little sticks and pass them to each other.
but
through
they
sticks
have to go through other sticks
because they're
and
standing
if
loosely.
if they knock the sticks over, then you lose. You can't put the stick through the sticks. You can't pass and the sticks have to pass through each of the sticks. Don't knock the other sticks over. Otherwise, your time is deducted from your big time, and then your big time becomes smaller time after each round. But if you get to a certain level of earnings, you can you can spend earnings to reset your time. It makes no fucking sense, dude. But there is still a way to explain it. Like, I say it makes no sense, but it makes sense. Like the way I just described it, you're like, oh, okay.
It's like there's a hoop.
rules.
There's a ball. Easy. Hoop, you have a ball. The spot is here. You or your partner get to choose who's throwing it in the hoop.
They get one shot,
You get
one
one shot.
opportunity.
There's like you get like
Don't miss your
three.
chance to blow.
You get like 3 chances to like move something closer, and it's like either you get like 9 lives or use one of your 3 chances, and it's like
They're
have to pick.
carnival games. They're carnival
and
games.
it's like, okay, is it your okay? Now we have to do a fishing exercise. You know, Chandler, you got to do it.
Oh,
But if you fail 4 times,
but
maybe
if
it's
I
because you're too
fuck it
good.
up-
Maybe
Yep.
it's because you're too good and too used to it. Maybe me, I can knock it over without knocking down the poles.
I'm throwing too much strategy into it. It's a whole thing. But that's at the base level of game. There is a winnable game that has happened. And again, I'm gonna harken back to Deal or No Deal because there'll be
I'm sorry.
and you're just done with it. Get that dum out of here. Harkening back to Deal or No Deal, you make your selection, and then there's no rules. No rule. Like there's a format that things should follow. If that banker called down and was like, "Hey, so I see you got case number 15. Here's the deal. You could go home with 50 cents. You could go home with $1 million. You've eliminated everything else in between. I'm going to give you $3 million right now for your firstborn child. And you can walk right now. Deal or no deal.
I do it.
Boom. Done.
Firstborn
Sold.
child gone.
Gone. You just Rumpelstiltskined your way into $3 million. And you know what? You spun one game show appearance into gold.
Ha ha ha! I'm not gonna have any children.
Oh, you've
Maybe I'd like to.
you've
but you
out-
never know.
rumpled the stiltskin.
I win. Fast forward 5 years. Sarah, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought.
Fast forward 10 years, and whatever you've donated to like a local sperm bank or something, they go and collect the child from their parents.
Oh shit! How you metagaming Rumpelstiltskin? Yo, how you out here thinking? Yo, out here overthinking.
That is S tier gaming, and that's what I strive towards.
I'm going to donate semen. Now, what if nobody picks your semen?
Well,
Because
I can wait. Wait, hold on. Let me.
oh, can I make fun
let
of you
me-
playfully? Can I make fun of you playfully?
Yeah.
You ain't got no job. Why they gonna pick your semen?
Oh,
You know, then
It's-
that's the problem. That's the trick, right? That's also the metagame.
oh.
Because if you
so I-
are so amazing,
well, because
and-
they'll pick my semen because I'm a winner at whatever
yes,
game show.
but if you're not winning, they don't pick it. Then you have imagine you think you've done so good. Imagine you're like a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Your wife gives birth, but it turns out nobody ever picked your semen. And so you're so joyful. You're like, it's never not even your mind. Like you're a billionaire, but you gave up your soul. And that was the only thing you need to keep. And so literally as she gives birth,
what if
they
the
walk
kid?
in the door to take your child.
What if the kid isn't mine?
Oh shit.
Ooh. Now,
Why you gotta
that-
be racist for? Why you gotta say he was black?
What? God damn it. Here I am thinking I'm out rumpling the stilt. And you bring it back.
Actually, Rumpelstiltskin is a racist caricature.
Obviously. I mean, it's not obvious. I actually can't explain it. It's just the name alone feels like they're doing something here. I don't know what it is. I can't put a pin in exactly
Rumpelmans. How could you post about that? I've been sober
It's
for
actually
24 hours.
it's Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh my god! Why do you have to be Jewish? Because now I
I ask myself.
from the river to the sea. But that doesn't. I can't even. You know what? Game show.
Game shows.
Oh my god! I made a joke. Now someone's gonna misinterpret me. Whatever. Leave me alone. I'm progressive. Leave me alone.
No, I think we all get it. You're saying that the Camp David Accords were a game show hosted by the U.S. And the U.S. is the Steve Harvey of international conflict hosting.
This is the Daily Double. Hold on. You drink a few of these. You record something for the public. Risking everything right now.
Risk it all.
I think that people dying is bad.
Whoa. So, ground level of good game show material. There is a game You have it on camera. Next tier up is a game that takes a litmus of social consensus. This is represented by games such as Family Feud. Because Family Feud, America Says, I'll also kind of throw in, you ever heard of Chain Reaction?
That sounds kind of familiar, but I don't quite know it.
That one, it's a little bit loose, but they'll have like either idioms or compound words, and you have like one word and then 4 or 5 blank word slots, and then a bottom word, and you have to try to link the compound words into, which I think that one just kind of, because it uses vernacular, is more like it has to do with social consensus. I guess
That sounds difficult for me right now.
it's a fun one though. Like that one, it'll be like it'll be like cuckoo and bridge, and so it'll be like cuckoo clock, clock tower, tower bridge.
You know what?
Chain reaction.
Words in me, thumbs up.
The
You
next,
just throwing phrases at me right now?
yeah, I'm just throwing random shit at you.
Tower. Wait, hold on.
So,
do it again.
The words you would have to connect.
Okay, give me a real one so maybe I can.
This is a real
Okay,
one. I'm not just throwing. So you say cuckoo,
Clock.
and bridge would be the bottom one.
Cuckoo bridge.
So you'd go cuckoo clock, clock tower, tower bridge.
Oh yeah, because it's cuckoo clock, and then it's bridge. So it's cuckoo clock. Clock tower, because
Tower
it's a tower bridge.
Boom. Got
That
it.
I get that.
There we go.
We did it together. That's actually really.
That one's a fun one.
That's actually really good. I would love to play that. Okay.
The next tier up is one that requires a type of synergy amongst two competitors, or not competitor, amongst partner competitors. And I think the one that's most obvious example of this is $1,000 or $100,000 pyramid or catchphrase. Like,
Which is that's a very well known.
same idea, but you say the thing, you say hints to try to get the thing, and you just kind of have to like hit that mind meld with your partner. $100,000 pyramid, usually under other stipulations, I'd be like, ugh, it's celebrities just trying to. But nah, the celebrities who are in that are in it to win it, and I respect the shit out of their game. Bobby Moynihan, you have earned a lot of people a lot of money, and there are a lot of other celebrities. Rosie O'Donnell is another frequent one.
One of the best. One of my favorites.
One of the goats. And like the celebrities in there take the shit seriously, and I respect gamesmanship. Like there's a sportsmanship, there's a gamesman, and those who just know how to play the game or know how to like communicate with people. It's just it's kind of a beautiful harmony synergy to witness.
That's the main aspect of game theory that I think is super fun when it comes to like game shows, which is one of the main rules of playing games is that you have to play by the rules. And in all of the game shows, you can't win unless you play by you can play Wheel of Fortune and just like say all the letters. You can't.
And just say the things.
You know, and you would think that it would behoove you if you see the first letter, the third letter, and the 18th letter, you know what it is, to just say it, but you make less money. You benefit.
You got to build up. You
by
got to build a nest egg.
participating.
You got to play the game.
And that's one of the things when it comes to games is like even fake games, video games, if you're not playing genuinely, you kind of shouldn't be playing. And that's, you know, because what are you going to do? You're like, you know, you play Family Feud. It's like, what does your wife like for dinner? You're going to say pasta? That's not fun. The whole point of the game is to get something funny and silly that a stranger would guess. You know, you're not just thinking about what you and your wife actually want. It's like this thing that your wife would call you when you go to bed. And you're like, you and your wife have a very good relationship. You guys are pretty cool.
But does the rest of America have?
You know,
That's what I like about Family Feud is sometimes you do have to take yourself out of it. Sometimes you have to be like, well, this is what I think. But that's not the right answer.
And that's part of the fun. But the embarrassing, the people, they're like saying it's like, this thing, my wife loves when my wife hates but knows I love to stare at this. And then it gets like her ass. You know what I mean? And it's like maybe the guy's like, and they all know that's not really the truth. But like it's meant to be fun and it's meant to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
If you participate earnestly, you're playing the game wrong.
Wait.
No, because earnestly is answering the questions earnestly. I mean, like, your wife doesn't like when you do this. When I forget to pick up Susie from school, that's not an answer.
Well, but that's the important part is when. So again, bringing it down to the gamesmanship in Family Feud, they'll say 100 blank surveyed, and it'll say either 100 Americans surveyed, 100 people surveyed, 100 men surveyed, 100 women surveyed, and it'll give you just a snippet of what that demographic is, and that could drastically change the entirety of the questioning basis. Because if it just says 100 people surveyed, name whatever something your husband does, that's one thing.
Isn't it interesting?
But if it says 100 women surveyed, and you're like, okay, what's the archetype of the...
Yeah, I'm about to say, what's the kind of person that you would be like, if it's like 100 women surveyed, then that means you're probably going to get 2 answers that are like, whatever, and 3 like wild answers. It's like, because
women.
You can look and you can find out how they do those surveys, and it's like malls. There's like certain ways.
Yeah.
So you can find out how they do them. Then it's like game theory. When they ask those questions,
fucking
and they say,
love game theory.
We polled 100 women. Your husband doesn't like this. Your husband doesn't like when you come home and do this. You're not thinking about like what you feel.
You're not even thinking about what the husband is complaining or is like thinking, but they're thinking about what the things the women surveyed are internalizing about what their husband's thinking. There's a whole other level to it.
Take her shoes off.
Ooh, good answer. Good. I'm gonna
not make dinner immediately. Because that's sexist.
No, but you know what the actual number one answer is? Comes home, puts on the quote unquote comfy sweater.
That's it.
Because then Steve Harvey would be like, when she's putting on that sweater, you ain't getting none tonight. And you're like, yes, Steve Harvey. The question already implicated that was the joke.
Sweater. The sweater.
You know that sweater.
You know women don't want to have sex with you, but they should because they're your wife.
You'll find out about that when you're older. Are you married?
Steve Harvey's old and sexist.
God, the whole reason I wanted to talk about this episode,
I knew it. How did I fucking know it? God, because Steve Harvey's a fucking joke. Oh, somebody's gonna be out there. Well, you're never gonna have a fucking career in comedy. He doesn't either.
Oh, got him.
God, fuck.
Shots fired.
Yeah, he's gonna blacklist me from somewhere. Fast forward 15 years, I actually make like a comedy career, and I'm about to get booked somewhere. And Steve Harvey's actually the perpetrator of the fucking comedy club.
No, Steve Harvey's gonna put out an entire diss special, just
using my jokes,
using your jokes, and he's gonna call you out by. I love Family Feud, and if there's one thing that is just propelling me forward in a comedy career, it's that someday I will be able to dethrone Steve Harvey, because I believe deep in my hardest of hearts that I can be a better host of Family Feud than Steve Harvey, nay, even the best host of Family Feud, period.
Here's the thing. people don't understand. Why do I think that Louis was such a great host? There's a difference. See, Steve, he likes to pretend that things are funny. If things aren't funny, Louis not pretending. Louis not pretending. Louis is looking despondent at the card and going, pizza. I'm not on the right page. Hold on.
Oh, I thought you were still doing Louis Anderson.
Wait. Oh, well, man. Well, yeah.
Well, I guess we're on to the next one. All right. Okay.
It reminds me of that. It reminds me when I was mistreated by that kid in my childhood high school. Just like on my show, Life with Louie.
Now go check it out this weekend on CBS.
Why do you sound like an old black man?
Is that not who Louis Anderson is? You know, the trumpet player, right?
Oh my God! I cannot.
My favorite host of Family Feud is John O'Hurley. And you know why?
Why?
It's because he's the most enthusiastic while letting the people play the game. The thing about John O'Hurley is that he's got a great announcer voice, but he's not threatening. He can just ask a question in a rhythmic cadence and has a great head of hair while doing it. And that's all I want to do with my life. That's all I want to be. He does make some pleasant small talk, but at the end of the day, he's just, let's get this game going. We're playing the Family Feud.
He's
got his shit on lock. He was the perfect amount of flirty. What is it? Richard Dawson? Too much. Richard Dawson would be canceled in a heartbeat today.
You're cute, sweetheart.
Hey, come on, let me. And Richard Dawson, kind of a creep, kind of a fucking creep. There, I said John O'Hurley, fuckable energy. That's Louis Anderson. I'm sorry, Louis Anderson, but not
Louis. You know what? You're fatphobic.
He just didn't have fuckable energy.
He's like, oh, I don't care if he's, I'll fuck him. This energy is not fuckable.
His energy isn't fuckable. I think he fucks, but I think he himself doesn't have the fuckable energy necessary to be the Family Feud host. And I think Steve Harvey's fuckable energy comes from a weird place. Steve Harvey's fuckable energy seems like
you said that I wanted to throw up in my fucking mouth. I really wanted to fucking that's gross. Steve Harvey has no energy that's fuckable.
But here, I'm looking back at just some of the previous Family Feud hosts, and like there's some pretty consistent fuckable energy.
All right, hit me with some names.
Okay,
I'm gonna give you fuckable or not.
Al Roker.
Actually, 90s fuckable, 2000s not.
Oh, 9/11 did that to
I
him?
love a thick king.
Richard Karn.
Ooh.
Richard Karn,
I'm not gonna lie, killed it, actually.
he was a very good. He was one of the least memorable, but I will still say fuckable energy, good personality, kept the game light and moving.
He's the Karnmeister.
He's the Karnmeister, the Carney.
And nobody knows what that reference is. You know that? That's crazy.
Is that a Home Improvement thing? No.
You're lying.
Okay. Wait, are you? No, you're talking about the Rob Schneider bit, right?
Okay.
I've redeemed myself, right?
Ooh, for a second, I thought, I don't know what was happening. I didn't know.
Oh,
I was
Joey Fatone. of
I
hosted.
I remember one episode. I watched one episode.
He was a good intermediary. And you know what? Looking back through it, it's hit or miss. I'm sorry, Louis Anderson. Some days you were radiating fuckable energy, and other days it just wasn't on. I think you photograph well, but your candids just seem a little too like
I have a TV show about me with a kid, but I sound like an adult.
yeah. He seems like, I don't know.
Yo, somebody
Like
greenlit that.
But
Somebody greenlit a children's show about him.
they had to. They did one for Howie Mandel. So like, once you do one comedian's like show about when they were a kid, then you got to do them all.
Dave Chappelle's as a kid.
Dave Chappelle's as a kid? Oh, wait, hold on. Can I Nope. Nope, sorry. Producers scrapped that one.
I'm Rick James, bitch. Also, I had a trans friend once.